All right, 2019 was another strong year for the U.S. housing market, but what's the outlook for 2020 if you're looking to buy or sell your house? Realtor Aaron Potter joins us now to fill us in. Thanks, sir, for your time this morning. I know we talked last year about 2020. We're kind of still on the verge of a seller's market because, like you said, some low inventory out there, but are we still looking at a seller's market? What's it looking like here for 2020?
So stats show that it is still a seller's market, although inventory is still incredibly low. Houses seem to be sitting on the market a little longer than they were, say, last year, especially in that under $250,000 price range. It used to be you'd have to show up and look at that house and make a decision on the fly.
On the spot there,
On the spot. A lot of pressure for everybody involved. Now it seems you got some days and weeks, and that's not a bad thing. It kind of evens out the market and allows buyers to really choose the home they want.
So those buyers are going out and having a little bit more time than to shop around. What are some tips for those home buyers, and what should they be doing first of all when they're going out to look for their home?
The first thing buyers should really do is make a list of their wants and needs.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of people just want to jump in, right? And they just think they know what they want. Make a list. I always have my clients make a list of 3 to 4 things that they really want in the house. From there, the best thing to do is start interviewing agents. Common mistake is sometimes just to go with an agent who, family member, friend, whatnot. Interview agents, see who fits the best for you and who's going to help you with those wants and needs.
So what are some mistakes then that some of those buyers will make?
Yeah, so a few mistakes. A lot of times buyers think they have to pay something with commissions or anything. They do not have to do that. Buyers are represented by the agent. The sellers pay the proceeds, pay the commission out of their proceeds. Another mistake is buyers don't get pre-approved and they start jumping in and looking at houses. Right?
Pre-approval is hugely important.
It's huge, and you start looking at houses, and then you find out 2 weeks later, oh, I couldn't afford that house I looked at, and it's just kind of. It's a negative for everybody involved.
So know what you can afford before you jump in with both feet, definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, let's flip the script and talk about selling a house. What are some first things for potential sellers? And then also talk a little bit about for sale by owner as well. Is that something that sellers should be looking at as well?
Well, obviously we don't recommend that sellers sell by owner. Obviously there's a few different cases where they can absolutely do it, right? However, stats show that with the realtor, they always get more money. Even after commissions, they end up with more money. A couple of common mistakes is they use certain websites, Realtor, Zillow, and those do have some value when looking. But when selling your home, those values that they present online are not accurate. They haven't seen inside your home. They haven't seen your square footage. Houses are dependent on lot, floor plan, everything, and they don't know those all the time.
There's a lot that goes into calculating a home's value, definitely.
Totally, and in specialized neighborhoods, that becomes even trickier when you have lakes involved, golf courses, that kind of thing. They can't get a guaranteed value just on a computer.
And finally here, we're in an election year with 2020, November coming up. I feel like that could always swing the economy one way or the other. How does that affect the real estate market?
So it'll affect it, and what happens almost notoriously in history is I expect to have another strong year here in 2020. I think as the election gets closer, you'll see September, October, people maybe starting to halt buying, see what happens with the election, and then probably focus on, okay, we've seen the results. Now that we get into January, February, after the elections happened, inauguration, and then now we'll present forward. We'll go forward.
Interesting. Well, we got through the home buying and selling process last year, so I feel like a little bit relaxed. I can sit back and watch it, but I feel way more experienced and a little bit more invested in it. So I'm just curious of what it's going to look like this year. But we appreciate your input and your feedback. So thank you very much for being here, Aaron.